When country music royalty meets daytime television charm, fans expect warmth, laughter, and maybe even a surprise duet. That's exactly what viewers anticipated when Trisha Yearwood appeared on The Kelly Clarkson Show, hosted by Kelly Clarkson. Instead, what unfolded became one of the most talked about celebrity moments of the week. A tense exchange that reportedly led to Yearwood walking off stage, leaving the studio audience stunned and social media exploding with speculation. The episode began like so many others. Kelly Clarkson, known for her upbeat personality and relatable humor, welcomed Trisha Yearwood with applause and a glowing introduction. Clarkson praised Yearwood's decades-long career, her Grammy wins, and her influence on country music. Yearwood, poised and polished, smiled graciously, clearly accustomed to the spotlight. At first, the conversation flowed easily. They discussed Yearwood's latest projects, her touring memories, and the evolution of country music over the years. But beneath the polished surface, tension slowly began to build. The turning point reportedly came when Clarkson shifted the topic toward industry changes and artistic authenticity. In recent years, debates about the direction of country music, traditional versus modern, crossover sounds, have stirred passionate opinions among artists and fans alike. Clarkson, who herself bridges pop and country influences, asked a pointed question about whether veteran artists feel sidelined by newer commercial trends. At first, Yearwood responded diplomatically, acknowledging that every generation reshapes the genre. However, Clarkson pressed further, referencing comments made by other artists about losing the roots of country music. While the names weren't explicitly mentioned on air, viewers quickly connected the dots to ongoing conversations involving major Nashville figures. Yearwood's expression reportedly shifted. The tone of her answers grew more measured, more cautious. She emphasized respect for younger performers and stressed that music evolves naturally. But the tension in the room was palpable. The situation escalated when Clarkson introduced a clip package highlighting Yearwood's early career success. While intended as a tribute, the montage reportedly included commentary from critics suggesting that some 90s country stars have struggled to maintain mainstream relevance in the streaming era. For a legend who built her career long before algorithms dictated charts, the implication may have felt dismissive. Clarkson attempted to pivot the discussion into how artists adapt to new platforms, but insiders claimed that Yearwood interpreted the line of questioning as subtly questioning her staying power. As someone who has consistently sold out venues and remains a respected voice in the genre, that narrative didn't sit well. What happened next became the defining moment. Yearwood reportedly paused mid-response, took a breath, and calmly stated that she believes in celebrating artists rather than comparing eras. According to audience members, her voice remained steady, but her message was firm. She expressed gratitude for her fans and said she preferred to focus on music rather than industry politics. Clarkson appeared surprised by the shift. She attempted to clarify that her intention was to highlight resilience, not diminish legacy, but the air had already changed. After a brief exchange, described by some as respectful but clearly strained, Yearwood thanked Clarkson for having her on the show. Then, in a move that caught cameras and crew off guard, she stood up and walked toward backstage. Gasps reportedly rippled through the audience. Clarkson, ever the professional, quickly addressed the crowd, reassuring them that live television sometimes brings unexpected moments. She attempted to lighten the mood with humor before cutting to a commercial break. When the show returned, the segment had been reshaped, and the energy noticeably shifted. Within minutes of the episode airing, clips began circulating online. Fans of both stars took sides. Some argued that Yearwood was justified in standing her ground, praising her composure and refusal to entertain narratives about her. Others defended Clarkson, insisting that the host was simply facilitating a broader conversation about the music industry. Social media thrives on moments like this. Hashtags trended, comment sections flooded, reaction videos popped up within hours. The debate wasn't just about one interview, it became symbolic of a larger generational tension in entertainment. To understand why the moment resonated so strongly, it's important to recognize who Trisha Yearwood is within country music. She isn't just another performer. Since the early 1990s, she has been a defining female voice in Nashville, delivering emotional ballads and crossover hits that shaped the genre's golden era. Her storytelling, vocal strength, and authenticity earned her a fiercely loyal fanbase. At the same time, Kelly Clarkson occupies a unique space in entertainment, rising to fame as the first winner of American Idol, She built a powerhouse career before transitioning into daytime television. Her show is known for heartfelt interviews, spontaneous singing segments, and candid discussions. Clarkson often prides herself on asking honest questions rather than sticking to scripted pleasantries. Asterisk. That blend of authenticity on both sides may have been exactly what caused the clash. Asterisk. Some media analysts suggest the incident wasn't about disrespect, but about tone. In today's media landscape, interviews often aim for viral moments. Even a nuanced question can feel confrontational when framed within broader industry controversies. Artists who've spent decades building their reputations can understandably become protective when legacy is implied to be fading. Asterisk. Others point out that walking off a set is a powerful statement. It signals boundaries. It draws a line between healthy dialogue and perceived provocation. Yearwood's decision, whether impulsive or calculated, ensured that the conversation would not continue on terms she didn't fully control. Asterisk. Interestingly, neither camp issued immediate inflammatory statements. Sources close to Clarkson suggested she reached out privately after filming to ensure there were no hard feelings. Meanwhile, Yearwood's team emphasized her appreciation for the opportunity, but reiterated her focus on positivity and artistry. Asterisk. Behind the scenes, producers likely reviewed footage carefully before final edits. Daytime television balances authenticity with diplomacy, while conflict can drive ratings. It also risks alienating audiences who tune in for comfort and connection. Asterisk. What makes this moment compelling isn't the drama itself, it's what it represents. Entertainment is evolving at lightning speed. Streaming platforms, social media algorithms, and viral marketing have changed how success is measured. For artists whose careers were built in an entirely different era, conversations about adaptation can feel loaded. Asterisk. Yet there's another perspective. Moments of friction often spark meaningful reflection. Fans who may never have considered generational shifts in country music suddenly found themselves debating authenticity, commercialism, and artistic evolution. In that sense, the clash served as a catalyst for a broader dialogue. Asterisk. It also highlighted the pressures talk show hosts face. Clarkson must balance relatability with journalistic curiosity. Push too softly, and interviews feel superficial. Push too hard, and guests may feel cornered. Navigating that line in real time, with cameras rolling, is no easy task. Asterisk. For Yearwood, the walk-off may reinforce her image as someone who refuses to be boxed into narratives she doesn't accept. Throughout her career, she's maintained control over her brand and message. Walking away can sometimes speak louder than staying seated. Asterisk. As days passed, the frenzy gradually cooled. Loyal fans continued streaming Yearwood's catalog. Clarkson returned to her signature opening Kellyoke segments with undiminished enthusiasm. Ratings analysts speculated whether the episode's spike in viewership was tied to the controversy. Asterisk. In Hollywood and Nashville alike, headlines move, doesn't erase emotion. Success doesn't eliminate sensitivity, and live interviews remain one of the few spaces where authenticity, raw and unscripted, can break through polished facades. Asterisk. For fans of Trisha Yearwood, the incident reinforced admiration for her composure and conviction. For fans of Kelly Clarkson, it underscored the host's willingness to engage in substantive conversations rather than surface-level chatter. And for casual viewers, it delivered exactly what modern media thrives on, a moment impossible to ignore. Asterisk. Whether the two stars share a stage again in the future remains to be seen. But if they do, it will undoubtedly draw massive attention. Sometimes, tension paves the way for deeper understanding. Sometimes, it simply becomes another chapter in the ever-spinning story of celebrity culture. Asterisk. Until then, the clip continues circulating, dissected frame by frame by commentators and fans alike. In an industry driven by narrative, this was one neither side could have fully scripted, and that unpredictability may be exactly why it captivated millions.